Released in 2026 and directed by Diego Velasco, The Whistler is a folk horror thriller that blends grief driven drama with supernatural mystery. The film follows a couple devastated by the loss of their daughter who retreat to a remote inherited farm, only to discover a disturbing cult presence and rituals that blur the line between mourning and the supernatural. Diane Guerrero leads as Nicole, delivering a grounded performance centered on emotional fragility, grief, and psychological collapse as reality begins to fracture. Juan Pablo Raba plays Sebastian, portraying a man torn between rational explanation and growing paranoia as the farm's secrets begin to surface. Indira Serrano and supporting cast members add weight to the rural setting, often serving as unsettling figures within the film's expanding mystery. Diego Velasco directs with a slow burn folk horror approach, focusing on atmosphere, isolation, and psychological deterioration. The tone is bleak and oppressive, gradually shifting from emotional grief drama into full supernatural unease. The rural Venezuelan Colombian setting is used effectively, with wide landscapes contrasting against claustrophobic emotional tension. The story follows Nicole and Sebastian as they attempt to rebuild their lives on a secluded farm, only to encounter a cult that claims it can communicate with the dead. As rituals intensify, grief becomes indistinguishable from manipulation and supernatural influence. Strengths include strong atmosphere, emotionally driven performances, and a consistent sense of unease that builds gradually rather than relying on jump scares. The film also explores grief in a more metaphorical way, using horror elements as extensions of emotional trauma. Weaknesses include a slow pace that may feel uneven, and a narrative that occasionally prioritizes mood over clarity. Where the film could have improved is the cult mythology could have been expanded more clearly to strengthen the horror framework. Some supporting characters feel underdeveloped, limiting the impact of certain revelations. The Whistler received mixed to positive reactions, with praise focused on its atmosphere, thematic ambition, and lead performances, while criticism centered on pacing and narrative ambiguity. It has been discussed within modern folk horror circles as a film that prioritizes emotional decay over traditional genre structure, placing it closer to psychological horror than mainstream supernatural thrillers. Film rating 7 out of 10. A moody, atmospheric folk horror film that succeeds in tone and performance, even if its narrative clarity sometimes gets lost in its own slow burn approach. Final thoughts. The Whistler suggests that grief doesn't end, it simply changes shape. And in the wrong place, it can start to feel like something is answering back. Like and subscribe. Because sometimes the voices you hear aren't memories, they're invitations.